and ask your opinion about are two sensitive national security leaks, specifically on our intelligence efforts on Iran's pursuit of nuclear weapons and the war against al-Qaeda and the use of drone strikes, two highly sensitive and highly classified programs. First of all, just to lay the groundwork, is it a crime to leak classified information on the part of a government employee?
Without going into all the details, generally, yes, it is, Senator.
Just looking at the article in the New York Times on the so-called kill list and the president's personal participation in that process and the process by which 100 national security personnel are patched in by video conference to go through this list and then make recommendations to the president. It says in this article that David Axelrod, the president's closest political advisor, began showing up at the Terror Tuesday meetings, his unspeaking presence a visible reminder of what everyone understood. A successful attack would overwhelm the president's other aspirations and achievements. Are you aware, or can you confirm that Mr. Axelrod participated in that, and wouldn't that concern you?
Well, two things, Senator. Number one, Mr. Axelrod was no longer with the White House by the time I started serving as Deputy Attorney General, and number two, those meetings are classified, so I would not be at liberty to talk about what occurred inside of those meetings.
In the article on the kill list, which is intriguing and troubling in a number of different respects that I don't have the time to go into here, the reporters, Joe Becker and Scott Shane, said in interviews with the New York Times, 36 of his current, meaning the president's current and former advisors, described Mr. Obama's evolution since taking on the role without precedent in presidential history of personally overseeing the shadow war with al-Qaeda. As a prosecutor and Deputy Attorney General of the United States, does it trouble you that that current and former advisors of the president would talk to reporters and disclose classified information about this highly sensitive program?
It troubles me that anybody who has classified information and lawfully has it would then disclose it in violation of their duties to keep that classified information secret.
Are you aware that any of this had been declassified?
I'm not aware of any of that, but.
And also the whole issue of the use of cyber attacks to try to disrupt Iran's pursuit of nuclear weapons, a highly sensitive and classified program. And I must say, even in classified settings, it's difficult for members of Congress to get information on some of these issues. Now we read about it, of course, on June the 1st in the New York Times once again. It seems to be that there is some sort of coordinated effort to leak classified information, which of course jeopardizes the sources of that information, because if the sources realize that they're going to be exposed to being identified in public, then they are not likely to cooperate. Likewise, our allies who we are working with are be unlikely to share information. And indeed, disclosure of classified information like this makes the world a more dangerous place for the people of the United States. So I would just like to ask you, is it the intention of the Department of Justice to pursue an investigation? It seems to me that if you can, if these interviews took place by talking to 36 current and former advisors, another article, the one on the cyber attacks, talks about quotations from President Obama, according to members of the president's national security team who were in the room. I mean, that's a rather small and defined number of people who would be the potential source of those leaks. Is it your intention and the Department of Justice's intention to conduct an investigation of this to see if prosecution is warranted?
I don't mean to dodge the question, Senator, but obviously we're talking about material that, if it exists, would be very classified. And the existence of it itself, obviously, would be classified. So it's a difficult topic to talk about without treading into the areas of either confirming or denying that such information exists, which I think is also in the realm of how sensitive and classified anything like that might be were it to exist.
So this information is so classified you can't even confirm it exists?
Well, there's a lot of information that is classified at a very high level, and obviously, as you described it, I take you at your word that information of that nature would be very, very sensitive, and agree that information of that nature, should it exist, would be very, very sensitive.
If confirmed, do you believe that a special prosecutor or special counsel would be warranted?
I don't believe that it would be necessary in this case, no.